Hey y'all. So in the last two videos I talked about my story and when I was really at my lowest and when I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety, but in this video I'm gonna really just talk about depression, and I'll get to anxiety in the next video. But I'm gonna talk about some signs and symptoms that other people may deal with, and some signs and symptoms for you guys to look out for maybe yourself or your friends and family. And I'm also going to talk about maybe some coping mechanisms. So the big question is, what is depression? And I think a lot of people, they think depression is just being sad. And although that's not wrong, there is so much more that goes into it than that. And I think that's why the word depression is so overused, is because people don't really understand the urgency of that word. They think that depression is just like my favorite dress shrunk in the dryer. So, I'm so depressed. No, you're not. You're just sad. And depression it's such a sense of worthlessness, self-hatred. Your body is constantly telling yourself all these little lies that make you feel this way. It's thoughts of death and suicide and frustration and irritability, and it messes with your sleep cycle. So you can either sleep a lot or you can not sleep at all, and it messes with your appetite. So you can either binge eat or not eat at all. So those are just a few symptoms. There are so many more, and I can't sit here and list them all. We'll be here all day. Your body just feels so empty. And people, I don't really think that people can understand depression overall, but especially the sense of worthlessness, emptiness, self-hatred, unless you've actually dealt with it. And you just don't care. There's no motivation in you. There's that. For me, I said that I was failing all my classes, and I knew that not studying, not doing the homework, I knew that was going to make me fail all of my classes, but I did not care. I had not a care in the world. One thing that I got really good at was putting on a face. A lot of people, when they figured out that I was diagnosed with this, even to this day, people who find out that I have depression or anxiety, they find it so hard to believe. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one who's gotten really good at putting on a face. But that goes to say, check on even your happy friends. Because you never know what somebody's going through. And you can view celebrities, and they are proof of that. There's Robin Williams, the maker of Kate Spade. Kit Harington was just recently admitted into a mental health facility. And you think these people, they have fame and fortune, and these people, they love them. But that was not enough for them. And, we may never know the real true reason why they chose to do what they did. But they're the prime example of you never know. You never know. So check on your happy friends. And I know that when people have checked on me in the past and they've been like, hey, are you okay? I say things like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm just tired, or I'm just not really feeling that well. And that's not entirely true. Sometimes I may be feeling depressed, but I just don't want to talk about it. Or I tell myself they don't actually want to hear. So check on your happy friends and be persistent. Really show them that you care. Continue to ask them, and they may sound annoyed, but keep it going. Keep asking and asking, because it will pay off if you really think that there's something more. So now I'm gonna kind of enter into the whole self-harm and death and suicide. And I realize that I probably have some younger viewers, and so I am going to try to do this in the most classy manner that I can. But I don't want to take away from the severity of the subject. I don't really want to make it super light and fluffy, because it's not. It's very serious. So in terms of self-harm, a lot of people think cutting, and one thing that I think that you have to kind of look out for with that is if people wear a lot of things like on their wrists, or that you only see them wear jeans, because typically they're going to cut where people can't see. So especially like during the summertime, if you only see people like maybe wearing long sleeves or wearing jeans all the time, or they never go to the pool, they may be trying to cover something up. So maybe if you think that, ask them, and once again, show that you care. Be persistent about it. And in terms of suicidal thoughts, and there's also another one called death wishes. I had death wishes, but that being said, that does not at all take away from the fact that my depression was real and it was serious. Death wishes are just wanting to die, but not actually being able to do it yourself. So for me, I went for drives a lot, and I would pray that someone would hit me, but I could never pull the steering wheel and hit someone else. Suicidal thoughts are being able to 100% do it yourself, and that there's nothing to say that I wouldn't have eventually gotten to that point. One thing that I've seen when people do commit suicide is people come from out of the woodworks to talk about this person, how much they will be missed, how great of a person they were. And the sad part is, where were these people when they needed them most? This was not a decision overnight. This is something that this person has been dealing with for months, maybe even years. And the people who come out, they haven't talked in a long time. And I know that my situation was not as severe as suicide, but when I moved home from college, I had text messages and phone calls from people that I hadn't talked to in weeks, trying to figure out what was going on. And where were you? Why didn't you care a couple of weeks ago when I tried to reach out to you? And it actually just upset me more, because it was just people trying to be nosy. A lot of coping mechanisms that you may find on the internet, I'm going to be totally honest, I don't really think that those work, because they say things like get out and get active and help someone else because that makes you feel good, but the amount of not caring that is inside your body is, there's no motivation to get up and get out of bed and get active. And so also in this, with helping someone else, I can't even help myself, so why am I going to help someone else? And I know that that sounds so harsh, but that is the thought process. And so one coping mechanism that I do agree with, though, is get yourself out of the situation that is causing you to be depressed. I do realize that that is easier said than done. But if you can do it, do it. If you can't, reach out to someone, because they may be there, when times are getting hard for you, they're going to be there for you. And so for me, my situation was just up at college. And although I did manage to get out of the situation, it was not super easy. But I was able to do it, and I was able to recover. And also, you grow up and people are constantly telling you, don't be selfish. But sometimes you have to be selfish. You have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else. And so do it. Take control of your life. Be selfish. Do what makes you feel good. If that's going shopping or going fishing or getting your nails done. Do it. You gotta take care of yourself, because you are important. You are worthy. There's someone who's gonna miss you. So thank you for watching, guys. Next week I'm gonna cover anxiety. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much for the love and support that you guys have shown me this past week. It means the world to me, and it definitely makes me want to continue doing these videos. So stay tuned.